So in this video, we're going to dive into 3 designs today. It's going to be the basic dog, the sword, and the flower. So let's roll the tape. Let's go. All right, so now we're going to make the basic dog. So to make the basic dog, we're going to use a 260 balloon, but just FYI, I'm going to put a video up here so that you could see my view. So I have the camera here looking at my view, how I twist the balloon. And so you can look at 2 views and see which one works best for you, which is easier. All right. Okay, so we're gonna grab 260 balloon, grab your pump, and because this is a dual action, I'm gonna pump it twice, which is actually about 4 pumps if you have a single action. And then all we do is tie it. So I just tie my balloon right there. And to learn how to tie and all that is in the previous videos of mine as well. But I might actually make snippets of the videos, so at least if you just want to learn how to tie, I'll do a snippet. We're gonna make the dog. So we're gonna do a bunch of bubbles to make the basic dog. So to make bubbles, so like I said before in my previous video, I use my holding hand and my twisting hand. So my right-handed, since I'm right-handed twister, I use my right hand to twist, my left hand to hold the balloon. So I'm gonna make a 2-inch bubble. So I twist that. This hand's gonna hold it. This hand's gonna twist, but this hand also helps me make the bubbles as well. But this one always twists. So now this part, next bubble I'm going to do is about 3 inches. So I'm going to do a 3-inch bubble. I'm going to make another 3-inch bubble. But these 2 3-inch bubbles, I'm going to lock them together. So because they're open up this way, I'm going to put them together and I'm just going to twist it. And when I twist it, they're going to lock itself together. You just got to twist it. And the balloons are durable, so they can handle some tolerance. So it feels like, especially when you first start and you feel like you're gonna pop it, you're not gonna pop. You shouldn't be able to pop it. As long as they're good quality balloons, it shouldn't be able to pop. They're pretty strong. So now we're gonna do the leg, but we're gonna do a neck first. So we're gonna do about a 1-inch bubble, right there. We're gonna do a 2-inch bubble. And this is one of the legs. I'm gonna make another leg, so I'm gonna make another 2-inch bubble. Okay, the 2-inch bubble there, and I'm going to put it the two 2-inch bubbles together, close together, and then I'm going to twist the 2-inch bubbles, and you're going to twist it 3 to 4 times. That's a good golden rule to twist whenever you first twist, 3 to 4 times. That's a good number. So now we're going to do the body and the back leg. So to do the body, I'm going to do about 3 inches. The back, same as the front. I'm going to do 2-inch here and 2-inch. Maybe I'm going too fast right now. Sorry. 2-inch, 2-inch. So there's a 3, 2, and 2. And I'm going to put the 2 together. I'm going to twist them. And then adjust my dog. And you have your dog right here. And you can make him walk, make him run. And as for the poodle tail, you can do the poodle tail. But to do the poodle tail, the best solution is softening this tip right here. And to soften the tip, I use my holding hand. I squeeze about 1/4 of an inch of it. So you see the tip right here. And while I'm squeezing it, I'm pushing my hand down. So I'm holding it real tight. And what I'm doing is I'm going to snap it. And what that does is softens this tip really good. So I do about 2 or 3. And then I make a bubble here at the end. And I'm going to squeeze this bubble. And because the reason why I soften this area, it's going to either go to 2 places. Right here, the bubble's going to blow up here or over here. But because I snapped it, most likely it's going to hit here because when I squeeze it, I'm actually holding this. I'm covering this area. So it's going to go straight up to the pop. So when I squeeze it, it just goes right there because I softened that area. So that's just a quick tip if you want to do the poodle. This one is a quick version. Even kids can learn. The only difference is that you got to blow up the balloon and twist it for them, because that's the hardest part, even for the parents. So you give them a balloon, you could teach them this version. So another good version is where you fold it about, a good 4 inches, 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches, about this high. And then you tell them there's a long balloon and a short balloon that we folded, right? So you go to the short balloon and grab them halfway and spin it halfway. All right. And now we're going to show the face away from you. So So right now it's in front of you, but you're going to show it away from you. And now we're going to bend the balloon again. And we have the short balloon right here, and the long balloon here. So in the short balloon, you're going to go halfway. So we're going to go halfway right here, and we're going to squeeze, and we're going to twist. Keep twisting. Keep twisting. Then you can adjust. That's number 2. And then you're going to bend it again. And when I'm bending, I'm also just squeezing a little bit, just like put a little tension to soften the balloon. And then you see the short balloon, the long balloon. So on the short balloon, you want to go halfway. You want to go halfway right here, and you just squeeze and twist. And this is a great way to teach kids on how to make their first balloon, especially when you're just doing like a fun activity and you have a bunch of balloons. You can teach them this, and this is them. They made this. And so it's very powerful when the kids show this to their mom and daddy. Look what I made. And they made the first dog on their own. Okay, so now that we're done with the dog, the next thing we're going to work on is the sword. We'll work on the sword. So it's a bubble and loop twist. As long as you do bubbles and loop twists, you can do the sword. So this one, we're going to blow up the balloon, and this time we're going to blow it up almost to the full of the max of the balloon. So we're going to have less tail. So I did about 4.5 or 4-ish of the balloon. And I also burped the balloon. You hear that? I burped it. I deflated a little bit, and now I could tie it. The reason why I did that is just, it's easy for me to twist. So we're going to do the handle. And this is how I measure the handle. I do a hands and thumb width length. So that's where I'm going to make my first bubble. So where the hand and thumb width length is, right there, I'm going to twist a bubble right there. Okay? And I use my holding hand to hold it, because if I let go, it comes right off. So I'm going to do it again. Hand, thumb width. Oh, hand, thumb width. Lock it in. Okay? And now that we have this much tail, this is perfect. This is about 2 or 3 fingers. So that's perfect. And now we're going to do a loop twist. So from this point, we're just going to loop it, and we're going to lock it in. Lock it in where my hand is holding the balloon. Right there. And we're going to do another loop twist similar to this. So it's about a 4-inch loop, or a 6-inch loop, really 6-inch loop. And you're going to twist it, and you're going to twist it. And when you're making these loops, you twist the same way. You don't go the opposite direction, because if you go the opposite direction, these will unravel. So you're going to do a third one. I usually do 3. You can do 2 and end here if you want, if you're in a hurry, for the kids. But I always do 3. So I do a third loop twist. So 6 inches as well. And also when I'm doing it, watch this, I'm going to squeeze the balloon. When I squeeze the balloon, it actually gets rid of the tail. So I'm stretching the balloon out. Squeezing the balloon, not stretching it. And then I'm going to do about a 6-inch bubble right here. And I'm going to do a loop twist as well. And I interweave the loop twist. That's another tip. So I'm going to interweave it. You can interweave it. And the goal is to have this upward. And to shape it, all you do is, it's not really a shock twist. You're just adjusting it. So if it's bending this way, I'm pushing the opposite way. So I'm just controlling it so it goes more straight up. And then you can stretch it as well. And you have your sword. So that's a quick sword to do. Okay? Go on the sword. This one actually is more detailed, but it's not really that. It's practicing your bubbles. You can make a sword like this. This is the sword I make all the time when there's hundreds and hundreds of kids. I would make 2 of these for the kid. One will pop. They have a backup, especially outdoor events. So this is the one I do 98% of the time. You can do a version similar to that, but instead of loop twist, you make 3 bubbles. So I do about 3. About there, about a tail there. So it was like about 4 pumps. So I'm gonna do a hands width length again. But instead of doing a loop twist, I'm gonna do 3 1-inch bubbles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so instead of the loop twist, I did 3 bubbles. Now I'm gonna lock these 3 together. I learned this a long time ago, but I rarely do this, but if I want to do it just for fun, I will. So I do 3 bubbles here. I'm going to loop twist that, lock it in. And I'm going to do 3 bubbles here. See, this one is going to be really tight. 1, 2, 3. So 3 bubbles, and I'm going to lock it in as well. And then I just adjust it and make all 3 bubbles level. It's adjacent to the sword and the shaft. And it looks like a cool sword like that. So you have that cool look of a sword. So the kids like that too, as well. But that's more of a detailed practice version. These are all bubble-based, a bubble-based sword. The other one was a loop twist. And like I said, that one is fast, quick, and worth doing and practicing and perfecting, because that's all I do. All right, so for the last balloon design we're gonna do is the flower. So you're gonna need 260 balloons, and I'm gonna do the first one, the top part of the flower, and I pump it about 2 times on a dual action pump. Tie this end. You can burp it as well. Okay. And you're gonna do 6 loop twists. 5 is okay. 6 is what I do all the time. You can do 7 if you want. It's optional. So to start off in the beginning, what I do is I hold the nozzle and the tie part. Hold it with my hand side, and then I'm gonna bend it. And I'm gonna do a loop twist. I'm gonna twist it. And when I twist it, I'm still holding this. So it's gonna twist itself while I'm holding it. And if I let go of this, it's gonna unravel. So the way to keep it locked in place is I'm gonna feed it through the loop twist. So where the loop is, I'm gonna feed it through here, right here, right here. And I'm gonna feed it through, lock it in, okay? And now it's locked in place, so it won't come off. Now we're gonna do multiple loop twists after we did the first one. So I'm gonna bend it, make a loop, twist it. Number 2. We'll do a third one. And on the third one, I actually grab another end of the loop, another loop twist. I grab 2 of them and I twist them again together as one, just to lock it in place and it keeps in the center. So I'm gonna do a 4th one, especially when you're beginning. I'm gonna lock it in. Do another one. And then I grab the one I just twisted and one of these 2 and just twist them together. And since I have 5, I'm gonna do DJ Khaled, another one. And then just twist it over. And then I will push this up, adjust. And then I have 6 petals right here. And when you first start, don't worry about proportion on the size of the balloon. If this one's bigger, this one's smaller, that's okay, especially when you're beginning. And as for this end, you want to cut the end of the tail, because if you cut the end of the tail, it just deflates itself. If you cut right here where the fat part is, it will pop and explode. So, or if you become a seasoned pro or practice, you could actually tear the balloon as well. Tear or pop it. And that is something I will have in another video later on if you want to learn how to tear. So I'm going to grab my scissors for you guys. So I'm going to cut it right here. So you can actually see it deflating right now while I'm cutting it. I did a small cut, so that's why it was a slow deflate. But when you cut it, it'll just shrink real quick. And so once it goes there, I will tie the balloon, wrap it around. And you can snip this part, but what I do is, because all this stuff is so much traffic, all I do is just grab the thing, pull it, and snap it in place, and it hides it. Flower. Now we're gonna grab a second balloon. We're gonna blow it up about 3 times on a dual action pump. 3. Burp. Tie. Okay, so the tail's about that much. And we're gonna make a bubble. Okay, And we're gonna slide it in between the bubble. We're gonna slide it in between the the 6-petal flower. So I'm gonna make a bubble. I'm gonna slide it in between 2 of the petals. Just slide it right in. And because there's so much traffic here, you really don't have to wrap around this green because it's nice and tight, so it won't come out. But if you feel insecure, I slid it in between these 2 petals. I'm going to twist them. You just have to twist those 2 once, and now it's totally locked in, so now it won't come out. And another thing is that for this top part, we're going to hide this nub. It's optional, but I always do. So to hide it, you're going to grab the nozzle and we're going to wrap it. So basically all we're going to do is I'm going to grab the nozzle and I'm going to wrap it around the leaves. The flower part. So wrap it around and it's locked itself in place. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make the leaves over here. And I do about a hand's thumb width length. Right there. And I'm going to twist that. And then I'm going to make a loop twist. Lock it in here. Make a second one. And a third one. You can do 2, but I prefer 3. The reason why I prefer 3, because it locks itself in place. It just locks itself in really nicely. And it's more sturdy enough. And so the leaves are like the sword we learned. Similar. That's the flower. All right, that's it for this video. So if you like what you saw, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you also want to see new videos that I'm going to be producing, because I'm going to be producing week after week a video, at least that, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And that's that, I think. Yeah, that's it. See you in the next one.